Oikawa Toruu. From being the character that I couldn't stand to the one that I would get to relate the most. Season 4 of Haikyuu is now airing, and every time a new episode comes out, I'm just very much excited to see my boys back again. But before the new season started, I found myself rewatching the show like what it seems to be the 20th time. And after rewatching the show so many times, I found myself writing about this one character that made an impression in me since the very first moment he's shown. I think we can all agree that Haikyuu is one of those shows that just knows where it's going with each episode that it's written. And the set of characters that they show us, even the ones that doesn't appear so often, they just feel real. That there has to be at least one character that you can relate to. One of the things that I love about Haikyuu is that the characters are so well written and so well developed into each other's dynamics that if you were to put them out of the context of the story and just them hanging around, I would still watch it. But today you're not here to listen to me talking about why I love Haikyuu, but why I love one of its characters. Like I said before, in all the show, there has to be at least one character that you feel related to. And for me, I found myself relating to a lot of them in smaller or bigger ways. But somehow Oikawa's development through the series makes me realize that the reason that I didn't like him was just because deep down I found myself thinking like him. So let's begin. From the moment he's shown and the way he's presented to us, the first thought that came to my mind was how petty and arrogant he was. His confidence and he showed it, and we can later see his confidence while he plays. He's serious about it and you see that he knows that he's better than the players in Karasuno, especially Kageyama. Or at least that's what they make us think. For being honest, Oikawa just didn't set me right during his introduction. I thought he would be the pretty antagonist that the only job he has was to annoy the protagonist through the series. I thought he will only be there as an obstacle for Karasuno to help the plot move forward. He was the rival that we were supposed to root against. But I find myself rooting for him as we were shown that he was just like me and probably just like you too without you even realizing it. Oikawa is a teenager, just that. It may seem obvious, but some people tend to forget it, that he is just a teenager with pride, anger, selfishness, a teenager with big dreams and a huge gap to close with those who were born to do what he desires to. Most of the time life is unfair, and there's a huge chance that where your passion lies, that is not what your abilities let you do. And Oikawa knows that. He knows that there is people out there surpassing everything he has fight for in a matter of seconds. He knows he won't ever be the best because there is people who were naturally born to do what he desires. He even has the luck of meeting one of these people, Kageyama. Kageyama being younger than Oikawa and easily mastering everything that Oikawa has done out of hours and hours of hard work as if it was nothing. I'm not saying that Kageyama didn't work to gain those abilities, but it's stated from the start that Kageyama is a volleyball genius. He has the talent that Oikawa doesn't, so it's obvious that everything Oikawa fight for Kageyama, it either came easier or naturally. And for Oikawa, the realization of this, it's crushing. And we get to see his frustration as he overworks himself. We get to see that anger as he practiced, and we get to see him snap at Kageyama as a result of the envy he felt towards him. Thank God Iwaizumi was there to stop him from doing something he might have regretted in the future. It's funny how as angry as I was with Oikawa for what he did, I also understand why he reacted that way. And listen, I'm not trying to justify Oikawa's actions and said that what he did or tried to do was okay, because it isn't. But I do understand where he was coming from. And as I analyze the situation, I think to myself, me as a teenager, wouldn't I have reacted the same? And I found that my answer was yes, I would have also snapped. Maybe not to the point Oikawa did, but I would have felt a huge wave of jealousy and insecurities in my own abilities, emotions that Oikawa shows towards Kageyama and himself. It makes me sad to think that a lot of people in the fandom only see him as this trash character and doesn't get to see more than his annoying personality. And even after his arc redemption, people still continue viewing him as this annoying and childish character, even when we were shown that he was more than that. But well, okay. But well, now that I have mentioned the redemption of Oikawa, I have to say that his redemption didn't feel like a redemption for me. Because even when I didn't agree with the way he acted towards some of the other characters, I could also understand why he acted that way. And it made me think that if Oikawa were to be the main character of Haikyuu, everyone, and I mean everyone, would love him. Because Oikawa's story is so worth telling. The way he realized that, yeah, maybe he wasn't a sport genius like his rivals. Maybe he wouldn't be able to beat them playing alone, but he could defeat them playing as a team, because truly he wasn't alone. The way he kept fighting and turning his frustration on power and energy to keep going, I don't know, it just made me feel so motivated to do the same. That's why when Karasuno and Awajisai play against each other, it was no longer a match between Kageyama and Oikawa like in the first season, but a match with the stronger team. And there's where I start rooting for Awajisai. Every point and every play, even when I was rooting for Karasuno, at the back of my mind I was hoping that this boy and his team would maybe be able to defeat Kageyama and Oshiwaka to go to nationals, because now I understood how important it was for him. But the cherry of the cake for me was Oikawa's monologue during the last part of the match. That's what made it for me. It's just so well written and so well executed. In this ending match, you know that Karasuno is going to win. But the moment was so well executed and the emotions were all over the place that for a little moment I thought they would make it. And well, he did making it by delivering that perfect and last toss to Uesumi. Showing once and last his skills in the sport he is so passionate about. Showing his trust in his best friend and perhaps not making it to nationals, but delivering to me and to many others the feeling of a deserved defeat, but not for that at least painful one. This boy who gave it all and couldn't succeed, the boy that had every right to complain about how injustice the world was to him, but he didn't. Instead, he decided to keep fighting. I don't know. Oikawa is just one of those perfect antagonists that doesn't even feel like one. And it makes me sad thinking that we won't get to see him anymore, as far as I know. Because I'm not a manga reader. Maybe he would appear in the future, or I don't know, man. But even if we don't get to see him anymore, I think, well, from time to time, I'm sure I will think of him and what he teach me. That even when you can go far on your own, you will get further with a team of people you can trust and rely on. And that fighting for your passion, even when there is people better than you out there, is worth it. The boy who I hate in the start and end up loving at last, yeah, that's Oikawa Toruu for me. Thank you so much for watching and hearing me out. So if you make it all the way here, thank you so much for hearing me out. Some parts may don't make sense with another part, like they may be mixed, because I have been having this draft over my computer like for the past 2 months since December before the season came out, and I really wanted to like get it out, so I really write it like really fast the last week, and if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. And also, if you want to comment something, like correct me or criticize what I was saying, it will be very welcome, and I would love to read people on the comments. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can follow me on my main account on Instagram, that is Angie Gamboa, just as my YouTube username. And if you would like to see my art, my crappy art like this one, you can follow me on my art account called Not an Art Blog. I'm gonna leave it somewhere here, and yeah, I think that's all. And if you like to stay, I guess I'm gonna see you next time. So yeah, see you next time, I guess. Goodbye.